as an American citizen, who are you? And what is it that you've done? As this is 2026, where failure just might be an option for you and yours, but it's not an option for me and mine. It's just not. And you have to understand, who are we as a native, as a people, and what's been happening since when? Since 1964, of course. It was in 1964, of course, that, the civil rights, 64, 65, that they had to talk about civil rights. What is this down here? It's all this good stuff. Oh my goodness, you can play games, playables. I want to play games. And then it has settings down here. So settings, and automatically translate is on for you. So maybe you might need the translation on, maybe you don't speak English. But guess what? America's for all of us. So I had a chance to attend the state board meeting where they're talking about the plan for Nevada. And you don't understand, because every child here gets free lunch, free lunch. And every child here is going to get free health care too. hmm They just really need to figure out how they account for it. I mean, how they tell the federal government, here's how we're serving the people. And because they haven't figured it out, we're still having the dialogue. Of course we are. Simply because we're talking about four individuals who are sitting in the penitentiary because they were in a public brawl after school with two individuals, one who had a knife. But the one with the knife, he fell and hit his head and is no longer among us. But guess what? Everybody in the world has a choice. And this is your choice. So what are you doing? This is 2026. And we are in the month of, is it May already? Almost 6 months. The May revise must happen. So in the month of May, well, in California, it was the May revise, and everybody was scrambling to get their data, and data is relevant. And, and we need to have data in order to document what we can do. But when you have a woman who is like Dewana Malone, she's the tech queen. Look her up. She's on LinkedIn. Hello, hello. Translation. Thank you. And I said, when you have people like Dewana Malone, she is the tech queen in the state of Nevada, but she's in California, she's in Texas, she's everywhere. And I'm saying, she got my baby in her cybersecurity class. And I'm saying, he would have never gotten in it. Hello, ciao, Bella, ciao, ciao. And I said, he never would have gotten in that class had it been for anybody here. He is well, he's in the spectrum. What is spectrum related issues? Well, you better understand, autism is not a disease. Spectrum related issues just mean that you have rights for human services, you know, as we are. Ding, 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 human capital, boo. Thank you, thank you. I am going to be 68 years old this year. Thank you for the compliment. But understand, we are all beautiful because it is our souls, it's our spirits that can be blessings to whoever we come in contact with. Understand that the message is for you. God has a message. And the message is who we are makes a difference. That we, the people, will make a difference in 2028. And that's just real. People say, oh, I don't believe, are you talking politics? I said, you better believe. I'm talking about let's follow the money, boo. Let's understand how dollars just don't make sense. And they don't. Dollars don't make sense anymore. What is willful defiance? Anybody, please tell me. I am gonna be 68. And I'm not obese. I gotta tell you. See, I'm taking care of myself. And my sister said, oh, you came to the event looking pudgy, so I don't look pudgy anymore. But quite frankly, it doesn't matter because we all have to do what we have to do. To do what? To stay human. And we're struggling to be human these days because what is willful defiance? I don't know. But I do know that every child should have a right. to what we consider what is free and appropriate, as public education is mandatory. But what is it? When you get pregnant, right? And then you have a baby and you don't have a home, well, they take the baby from you. You don't even, they don't put you in a program so you can earn your way. No, that's too much like right. They just take the baby from you. And if that happens to you 3 times, you'll never get another child. They'll never, all the children just go into foster care. And I'm saying, well, what is that? I mean, well, they have a 38% population of Negro children in foster care. What is that? Well, hello, child, hello. It doesn't matter what my age is. It matters that you understand that we are the people. And we just are. We're all American citizens. If you're living here in America, well, what do you do, boo? Who are you? And when they say, here is so and so, born in whatever year, and here she is in 2020, whatever, at least understand. Thank you for the compliment. And I'm trying not to get any more wrinkles. Zoom emergency leadership is a reminder. You know, they're trying to talk about voting. Voting is relevant. It was, are you talking politics? I said, what the hell? When do you talk about the money they take out of your taxes? Darlene Anderson, Darlene Phillips Anderson, or Darlene Anderson 1958, because I was born in 1958, meaning I'm going to be 68 years old this year. And it is. You can look me up. Ask Google who I am. Google will tell you. I'm an advocate. That's exactly what I am. I help kids or parents who want to help their kids, who are willing to do the work because, you know, it's not easy. You have to hold these teachers accountable. What is accountability? Understand. It has relevance in your life. Failure is not an option. What is the value of a letter grade of F? Oh no, my kids didn't get no F. No F's, no F's. We didn't deal with that level of fraud because everybody's coming getting a paycheck. You got it? And when you get in a paycheck, it is called the maintenance of effort. But when you get Title 1, my real whatever, Anna, I don't know, AV Anna 2804. Okay. It means something to you. A Vanna A 2804. Welcome, welcome. But I'm just saying, you know, Tina, thank you. All the Savannah, well, nice to meet you, Savannah. Because, you know, when people go to track you, try to figure out who you are, they're looking for whatever and what comes up. But if that's who you are, stand on who you are because the universe gave you a reason, Savannah, to be who you are. So you got to stand on that shit. God is good. And, you know, I was able, honestly, to advocate for my sons. I have 3 boys. hmm The oldest one is 42, and the youngest one is 29. But the 29-year-old, he's here. And my 40-year-old, he's going to be 40. Oh, he already turned 40. Isn't that amazing? He turned 40 May 1st. And now I'm going to turn 68 June 30th. Uh, I'm going to be 68 years old. That's right. But it really doesn't matter. When I left my job in 2000, and I think it was 2012, you know, that's when they officially released me. They said I had fibromyalgia and that they said I had mental issues. I guess I did because I was struggling with this chronic pain, which I wasn't aware of where it came from. But now I understand if you're working around the heavy equipment, copiers, and the inks and the dyes, even if you're working in the clothing industry, those October, well, what does that make you born in October? I think you're a Libra or something like that. But the whole thing is that I do believe in the signs. I'm a Cancer. And my sons, 2 of my sons are Tauruses, Taurus the bull. But then I have one Capricorn, and he is amazing. I can tell you he's just amazing. But anyways, back to the subject. What was I talking about? Birth months. Okay, so I'm true to my sign. I'm a Cancer, and it's good. I took care of my mother until she passed. Mm. And it was awesome. It was a blessing to be a part of her life. But all the time she was sick. Mm. Push, try. You want me to try wallpaper? You don't want to see my back, but let me see. Uh, Current wallpaper. Okay, I'll try that one. In the message. Okay, whatever. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how it works. No, I don't know what that is. No, then I have to just take it off. Because every time I do that, I don't do it right. I don't do that right. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. But guess what? You are too, because you were willing to step up. Most people don't step up. And come May 18th, it's almost happening. That on Podbeam, I have a Citizen Anderson show over there on Podbeam, but I have 9 slots for people to come up. But come May 18th, they won't be able to do it anymore. They won't be able to join in the live. And so many people are limiting, just limiting. And then people want to teach you how to do what you do already naturally. What can I say? I know who I am. I'm so grateful to have my sons. They've taught me so much that I have to acknowledge that they grew up in a time and a day where it was different than when I grew up. And when we were going to church, I tell you, the pastor just, he couldn't stop talking about us because talked about my mother not buying us properly dresses and all this stuff, but we were constantly growing. And I'm saying, I remember the day I decided I would not go back to his church because I saw him in the neighborhood and was one of the neighborhood ladies of the night. And I said, oh, this is what it's all about because it really is all about sex and the devilish ways. I mean, freedom is everything. And that's just real. But we have this new tool called technology, and where you could be creative and you could create anything and get a following, boo. I mean, don't do things that are stupid. Share the message and then just kind of build. We can build capacity because people might want to learn that failure's not an option. However, it is whatever you accept. So if you accept failure, what am I going to say? That's why in our community, black people, they don't represent each other. But you might go to the pastor, but what does the pastor know about public education? I'm just wondering. You got your pastor showing up at your IEP meeting? Oh, good luck, because these are not godly people. They don't care about shit. You understand what I'm saying? But if you go to idea.gov, it's still there. Ah, you're not supposed to say that because you have one going into the 3rd grade this year. Well, congratulations. Your parent gives you lots of responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? To be paying attention because they're going to fix it so the parents have the obligation to pay attention to what children are actually doing online. And if you can read and write, and you can comprehend the King's English, then you can find out anything you want to think. I mean, it's all there. Everything is free for all of us. And we've been given more than what we need in abundance because, God just takes care of all of us. But if you choose not to pay attention and you think, oh, it's just not going to make a difference, it's making a difference. It really is. Because failure is never an option for my children. I didn't accept the letter grade of F. We had to have a conversation with the teacher because the teacher's just really getting paid. Paid with what? Well, the taxes that you people pay that you don't believe that you have the ability to say anything about. And that's just wrong. And I'm saying you have to understand these people had to go in and give my son his father's, his retirement or whatever, his burial, whatever. They were supposed to go in and figure it out. Now they went in and they said, "Oh, my son, like at the age of 14 or 2017 when we had our meeting, like the judge didn't keep him on as a disabled child. She did." And so they had to go back to 2001, but they went back to 2017. Oh, no, you understand? That's 17 more years that you're missing and that my son is entitled to. And I'm not playing the game with these people. Why would I? Because that's money that we can invest in some property or whatever. And that's money we get to invest because we have everything. I have everything I need. That's back money that I'm entitled to because honestly, the federal government could have saw that he had a child a long time ago and chose to benefit the child, but they didn't do that. I'm back. I had to leave for a second, but I'm back. Isn't that amazing? Do you know that if you just talk it into the browser thing, it will speak for you? You don't even have to type it in. I don't try to type. I do, however, like these transcription programs. hmm But you have to understand, we are so blessed because at our hands, we have everything we need. Anything you think you might need, it's right here. It's out here online. And whatever you're doing, this is the, when they took off my breast because this one is not real. And if you see, it's kind of wrinkly here. Skin's wrinkly because they said I had cancer, but they didn't find any. So when they don't find cancer, there's nothing you can do about it. They just, did you a service supposedly, and it is what it is. But then they take it all the way down to the breastbone and it leaves all this flabby skin underneath their arms. It's gross, but that's supposed to help me. But they're even supposed to be purchasing these prostheses because they give you fake boobs so that you can look normal, and so you don't, it's normal looking, whatever. But when they don't want to pay for it, they pretend like you got to go through the hoops. I'm saying, oh, this is the first time I ever was not able to get a prosthesis. And I'm just trying to understand. It's been 2 years and they tear up after 2 years. They just ooze out because they just don't. I would show you. I could go in there and get you one and show you what it looks like. But I don't want to gross you out. Maybe next time, maybe next time I will show you what my prosthesis looks like. Oh shoot! Oh, I had a cookie thing, you know, from the Chinese cookie thing. hmm And it says, I gotta read the fortune to you. hmm I believe in whatever life, liberty, and justice. hmm Mm. Punk, punk, punk. And so you will conquer obstacles to achieve success. Believe me, I have conquered obstacles, and I have achieved success. Because the bills are getting paid. hmm And here in Nevada, where they violate the law, they violate federal law. So legally, you have 15. There he is. That's my 29-year-old. See, he'll stop and say hello on the way back. But they violate people's rights, and that's what they do. What is a certificate of completion? If it offers nothing, it's nothing. But they're still going to get paid for you and your attendance. Yeah, today. Yes, you're still going to get paid as you're living in the state. And all states, they generate revenue based on the people who are living in the territory. So if you're living here and you're considered whatever, money comes from the federal government to support you, especially even if you don't vote. Even if you don't vote, money comes. So when the money, and then because we all pay taxes, right? What you have to understand, Mary J. Blige is just going to be here in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, she's coming. And so is Snoop. And so is Usher was given the keys to the city. I mean, money, money is relevant. You understand what I'm saying? That's that pimp factor. But see, you don't understand pimping. Mhm. So, as these, come and say hi to my audience. No, come over and come in. John Tyler, I'm your mom. Yeah, in a minute. You're taking more time. You see, he doesn't. He doesn't want to come in there. He hates to be on camera. hmm And so, simply something. Appreciate. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all because y'all don't understand. God bless me. When they said I had rheumatoid arthritis, I thought I had rheumatoid arthritis. So no, you don't have that. They say you have fibromyalgia. They say you had a mental health disability, and so they acted like I was crazy. Well, I didn't have to work. They gave me Social Security since I was 38 years old. That's why I'm 67, getting ready to be 68, and I'm saying, "Oh Lord, thank you, blessing me, blessings and blessings." Woo, but I've been getting paid. Didn't have to go back to work, but I could devote myself into public service, and that's exactly what I did. Because you have to understand, when I was appealing for my long-term disability, this African, he's from Africa, one of them countries down there. He said, "Do you have a mind?" I said, "Yes, I have a mind." He said, "Then you're not disabled." So I've been using my mind, but it hasn't really provided me with the level of income that would change my lifestyle. But because they were willing to come together and lie, oh Lord, y'all motherfuckers came together and lied. Said, "Oh no, she don't." I said, "But I just really want to understand Social Security and my Medicaid people, all them people." They knew that I had rheumatoid arthritis because the data, the blood work just said that. But you was going along with the state. You know what I'm saying? The people that aligned themselves. So the state didn't have an impact. Well, the state still is going to have, maybe it's just further down the road. But down the road it is. We are down the road and I'm still living. And going to enjoy living. Yep, when you guys acknowledge that you have an obligation to me, as it's just going to happen. Because I do have rheumatoid arthritis. And my doctor said, "Oh, no, you have a rheumatoid." I said, "Well, thank you. That's not what they told me." But when you have to believe in this healthcare system, you have to believe in America. Y'all know it because we all said it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, which was a lie because it was just a lie, right? hmm hmm And so here we are. hmm And God is good, and He is just good every day. So if y'all didn't know, "Oh, I don't believe in God." I said, "Well, boo, that's you. You ain't got to believe in shit. You ain't even got to believe that shit stink." But I'm telling you, when you in there and the shit stink, it stinks. And when you know shit stinks, it stinks. And that's just real. So therefore, what can I say? Shit stinks. It's refuge. It's whatever. But when we had Mr. Bojangles, and he just danced. Mr. Bojangles dance, he just did. He just danced because he just wanted to be there. And they say he really wanted to have a white woman, and eventually he got what he wanted. But he married a black woman first. But what I mean, all these people supposed to be black folks don't like they black women. Well, honey, I can tell you, I don't give a fuck what you like or what you don't like. I'm not looking. I'm not out there trying to like anybody. I'm really not. I'm enjoying my life, my patio, my this wonderful weather, and I'm enjoying the fact that finally I got out of the, what is it called, equal pay in V Energy, out of that shit because they were charging me $400 in advance. Oh no, now they couldn't charge me extra, and I'm just caught up. Finally, I paid $179, $49 on my from my son's make. You get to get money on your Medicaid. And then I have $75, but they won't let me use it to pay on mine. It's just not an option. So what I'll do is I'll go get things that we need Hmm. And put the money on there. It'll go to where it's got to go before it's time for the bill to be paid. Honey, in America, there's 15 days grace on your insurance policy for late, lateness. 15 days grace, but these motherfuckers can cancel you at 13 and then force you to reapply. I'm saying, fuck these motherfuckers. What are we really paying for? We're paying on the odds that we don't get it in an accident. And I'm paying, believe me, to the tune of $485 a month, plus $200 on the house insurance. Praying that a lightning strike just don't come and push me out. Hmm. Well, what can I say? Aren't you sweet? You have to understand it doesn't matter how people treat you. It matters how you treat yourself. You don't have to pay attention to what people say. Everybody's going to have an opinion. My grandmother used to say, baby, everybody got an opinion, just like everybody got an asshole. Let's hope they know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Because when the butthole shuts down, the brain can't think, and that's just real. Apparently, that's what's going on in America. There's no thinking that's going on. Look at all those babies on the boat over there. And then they calling their parents saying they ain't got no food on the ship. And I'm saying, seriously? They hungry in the middle of the ocean. Hmm. Potatoes ain't enough. Hmm. And I'm just saying, isn't it amazing that we are living in the year of 2026? And it's the summertime already, but it's not super hot. Mm-mm. It's not hot at all. And we didn't have a long winter, meaning that I had them come out and turn off my gas because, you know, what do I need gas for? The only thing I have that's gas related is a goddamn, heater, and the furnace has not been burning. And so why am I going to pay $160 every 2 months and be threatened with a shut-off notice? Oh, no, 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 no. You don't understand. You see, these people, they want you to jump in their room, but they really don't want you. This is some funny shit. These motherfuckers are stupid. So they want to control what you say in their room, but they want you to come to their room. What'd you say? I thought I heard something. Anyways, they want you to come to their room, but they really don't want you to say anything. And I'm saying, who I don't follow. It's confusing to me. I don't need to be led anywhere. No, I've already arrived. My sons are adults. They're not sitting in the penitentiary, and I have one grandbaby, and she's just beautiful. She really is. I don't know if I can show you. I don't know. You have to think about, can you share a screen or what? Mm-mm. 40 seconds short. Whatever. I don't know. But the whole thing is that we are living in a day and time where and creativity is real. I might be able to show you who my grandbaby is. Yep, I think I can. These are my sons. That one. Look, here, that's me. And there are my boys. Check them out. Hey, hey, hey. And then done. Isn't that cool? Because you could just do anything. And then I don't want to play no games. No games, no games, no games. Because I could, if I wanted to entertain you people, I could do that, but I don't want to do that. I changed the let's go so you see my grandbaby. More, more, more. Hmm. We're gonna be here in a minute. Gotta find the right one. Understood. This is my 29-year-old. See, he is 29 years old. Period. And he was trying to run away, but you can't run away from your mama. That's real. And let me see, I got more. I gotta find a good picture of my grandbaby. It's gotta be a cute one because she's so beautiful. Mhm. Here we go. There we go. That's my grandbaby and my oldest child. There we go. And so I'm saying that y'all really just don't understand. You only get this one life to live. And these are just tools. tools that we're going to use to say, hey, everybody's got a thing. They soon ought to know how to handle it. But soon they're reaching out in vain and always worrying about smiling faces. Well, I think it's time for us to worry, don't you? And I'm saying, see, this one, he looked more like his father. But this one, she looked more like her father. And I'm saying, do you understand that in America, it is just we the people, and we know who we are. So they can't tell us that we failed to comply to what? Compliance is relevant. But what are you asking us to comply to? When you tell me that I don't have what? Freedom of speech? I do. And I can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious because I choose to. And it's my choice. And so, because I just would love to laugh and prefer to laugh. And I'm just saying, y'all just really don't understand this thing we call freedom and tools that they have given us to do what? To raise our young people. Here's my, okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go. That's my oldest, my nephew, and my middle child. And that's just real. They don't really show you everybody. But, you know, I my youngest. Here we go. My youngest and my niece. Yep, they're, but there are children. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to you, I'm telling you that it's important, it's relevant. We all must understand that freedom was never free. So for the people who don't understand that we have an obligation to what is considered the maintenance of effort, to maintain what? Our sense of humanity. That's right, that we have services for people who need them, and they are function services. And that in lies the dilemma. And so, therefore, being, excuse me, being, human capital doesn't work for me for Microsoft because they start saying, if you want to use our product, even if you've created your own content, that you somehow have to cut them in on the profit. Otherwise, you can't access your shit. And I'm saying, oh no, it doesn't work like that. It will never work like they believe it will work because we were the ones that were uploading the music to Apple. That's right, we never got paid, and we won't get paid until we take it back. We have to demand that free and appropriate public representation happen for the people who are generating the services. And who will you be in 2026? I promise you, we will be heard. So I've shared my life with you, and I hope you enjoy and then choose to share and follow me. Like, subscribe to my podcast over there on Spotify. They try to shut it down all the time, but it's Parent Empowerment half an hour on Spotify. Or you can follow me on Podbean. That would be Citizen Anderson on Podbean. Or just follow me here. Darlene Anderson 1958. What can I say? Life is just amazing. But until we meet again, thank you so much for dropping in. And y'all have a blessed day.